All right, everybody's here. Suddenly, everywhere you turn, there is Rufus. There's a Rufus tune in Shrek. If you've seen that movie in current release, there's a Rufus tune in Moulin Rouge. We were talking about royalty a little while ago. Bruce had a modest proposal, and Rufus represents a different kind of royalty, a royalty of meritocracy. His dad is Loudon Wainwright III, and his mom is Kate McGarrigle. And here is Rufus Wainwright. I would, in the normal course, try and explain what he does or what classification it might fit into, but that's futile. He's going to play a tune, then he has some words for us, and tomorrow night you can get the full-bore concert in the Bravo space.
La 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 la. Oh, shit. Sorry. The boys and girls of Millbrook are on the train from New York, wearing new hats, shooting the shit deep in the heart of Dutchess County, bouncing, and all the pending breakdowns will soon be washed from their hands the next very day as they make way, eating the apple to the chapel. Oh, they don't even try, they'll get away with murder, sure as the rain washes away and brings thunder. Oh, tell me, can you say it? The gentle tower rising over the pines, out of a book, Zion mistaken for the state of Millbrook. Thank you. I wanted to sing that song just in case the thing I do next doesn't totally flop, and you know that I'm actually capable of something. It's funny it's funny that he mentioned royalty because this next piece that I'm going to read is a piece that I'm just finished about an hour ago. There's no watch on my hand. And I've written for GQ magazine, which will come out in September, which I'd appreciate if nobody really let the cat out of the bag after this experience, but whatever. They might sue me. But yeah, this piece is about brooches. I'm wearing one this evening, and sort of, well, whatever, I'll just read it, and, this is the first piece I've ever written, and I have to preface this by saying it's quite a daunting task for me because my grandfather, Loudon Wainwright II, was really a fabulous columnist for Life magazine for years and years and years, and whatever, this is for him too. Whatever. Okay. He's dead though, so. Brooches. When I was a child, as most children do, I thought up, packaged, and distributed lies constantly. Whether it was that the attic was full of dead babies, or a couple of us had spied on a grown naked woman, I prided myself on the finesse my lies exhibited and reveled in the startling effects that even to this day a good lie can have. One regular prepubescent fib was that I, little Rufus, was in fact not just the fine-featured, strangely aristocratic boy seen before you today, but alas, thanks to cold Queen Elizabeth II, a lovelorn Prince Charles, and my adventurous mother, I was also secretly an exiled member of the House of Windsor and therefore an heir to the British throne. I suppose this could be related to divorce, but let's talk about jewelry. Delicately wrapped in the finest blue toilet paper, presented in a gold-tasseled ancient medieval crown royal purple sack and lugubriously scented with Paris, an exceedingly rare perfume given to my mother by a certain Madame Yves Saint Laurent, lay a treasured item. A beautiful gold brooch, think Scorsese's Casino, studded with diamonds and pearls and very green emeralds, which, after being presented to my poor victims, I then told the story of. Mother's wistful student days were spent in Taiwan, consorting with colonial elites and powerful natives during the Vietnam War, also fought there. With 2 degrees in rocket science, mastery of the mysterious walk, this was true, and a closet full of black belts, she was considered a great beauty and had many suitors. One night, at an Indochinish type of party thrown for the visiting Prince of Wales, the prince himself fell madly in love with my mom and whisked her off, leaving the ball, and with a single passionate wet kiss in palatial gardens surrounded by the fireworks of war, did whatever it is grown-ups do, and immediately I was born. Sadly, the queen, on hearing of her son's tryst with, though quite a remarkable, yet still common subject, was furious. Thus, the 2 lovers were separated in some sort of airlift, the errant prince forced to return to rainy Balmoral, as my mother said you have to pronounce it, Balmoral, for endless tea and croquet with his mummy, and my mother left exotic Taiwan, returning to bucolic Montreal, broken-hearted with just 2 mementos left, me and a brooch. At this point, I dramatically pointed to the mark authenticating where it was made. And one day, in a sort of Boris Godunov-type mad scene, don't worry, I didn't reference Russian rock opera at that young of an age, I would enter Buckingham Palace with the item in question. The Queen, on seeing it, would die of a heart attack, and since we all know I'm older than Prince William, damn, I would be on the next Canadian $2 bill. VIP seating at the cafeteria was immediately reinstated, water fountain supremacy restored, and on many occasions, endless cartons of chocolate milk flowed. But there was a price to pay. Even with centuries of kings and princes with their finest craftsmen, the free-spirited 60s, and on the other hand, military attire, think medals and the fact that Marines have more couture than the Hilton sisters, through keen observation and the use of myself as guinea pig, I have deduced that men basically look silly wearing brooches. Not a symbol of union like a ring or a symbol of a certain rite of passage like an earring, not even related to the somewhat ridiculous world of bracelets and necklaces which, for all their jangling bravado, at least touch the skin. Brooches look good on your grandmother. And if expensive enough, maybe Diane von Furstenberg. In fact, the electrifying effect that clamped jewels once had, in my opinion, probably reached its zenith and was buried with Jackie Onassis, along with big black sunglasses and smiles that look like frowns. But still, alas, I wear them. And ever since those innocent days of false airs, I've developed quite a fetish for these shiny heirlooms apparent. Sorry, had to say that. And I'm sure that through the years, from Bergdorf Goodman to La Vieille Russie, they're about a block apart, I will endlessly scour through lit from below jewel cases, looking at a range of priceless rubies, unfamiliar cameos, and sentimental rhinestones for some sort of glint relating to my missed and perhaps forever lost inheritance. But who knows? Maybe Mrs. Onassis and her fellow brochettes, Marlene Dietrich, Sarah Bernhardt, Marie Antoinette, and for family's sake, Lady Di, are shopping with me and will lead the way to the Holy Grail with a pin on it that will guide us one and all through the treacherous world of the brooch. The end. Thank you very much.